Well, good morning, YouTube. It is the first morning. It's glorious. It's about 7 o'clock. We do have some snow coming in. It's blowing down from the north. So, she's a bit chilly this morning. We're going to have fun, but it's fine. We're going to be sawing stuff. Get this compressor. I brought this compressor up. Craigslist freebie. It's a 220 machine. I had to pick up the proper plug to go with our 220 plug back there. This tan, delightful. So what am I going to ride today? Skippy's still sleeping. Let's see. Good grief. Too many toys. I think Skip's going to ride the Polaris. I'm going to drag this KLT out because the KLT has a trailer hitch. My Honda does not have a trailer hitch. I never fabricated one for this rig just because the KLT is more of a workhorse. The tire's flat. And the Honda's more of a fast one. The 200M scoots around pretty darn good. So I'm going to set you down for a minute while I drag a few things out because I'm going to fire that compressor up so I can air the tires up. I'm pretty sure the front tire on that Kawasaki doesn't hold air for long, so maybe we'll do some sorting and organizing. I've got to bring that Honda 70, that three-wheeler back there in the corner. We got some work ahead of us. That one doesn't belong to me. That Honda 70 doesn't belong to me. And these three little four-wheelers here were used for my kids when they were little, and my niece and nephew have used them. They've all since outgrown these scooters. All these so the three four-wheelers and a three-wheeler are going to get out of here this trip, so we can slide the remaining scoots over. We've got these guys here, which I believe are 125s, LT 125s. Those will kind of be the guest scooters and for the kids and whatnot. Those are pretty cool. And then when I build that shed, I don't know if I mentioned this, but the shed that's in the back of the Dodge is going to house, I may have mentioned this yesterday, I'm going to put the lawn tractors in there, the two garden tractors, all their support equipment, because this one's got bags and everything. It's sitting there on top of that three-wheeler. To get that out of the garage. And then we got a couple weed eaters up here going to get out of the garage. And whether or not we bring these home this trip, or that's kind of this year, is to get these out of here. I haven't decided whether they're going to get sold or they're just going to get put in a corner for a while because they're pretty cool. We might put these inside that shed. Skippy might give me a hand in getting these things pushed out of the garage and into the shed, along with the tractors if everything will fit, and then give us more space in the garage and not drag home any more projects without selling something first. So that's always the plan. We'll see if that works. But right now I'm going to fire up the compressor. We're going to pull this thing out into the daylight, and I'll let you guys watch that cold start. We'll be right back. Alright, so we spent a few minutes topping off the oil, topping off the fuel on these bad boys. Two-stroke. I got tools, rags, bar oil. That's old funky stale gas that I pulled out of a car a couple of years back in case we need to use that to light any of these burn piles. I got this thing on a charger, 2-amp charge to top that thing off. Let's go ahead and do starts on all these guys. Make sure everything runs before we get ourselves way out in the mountains. Where can I put this? So you can see how silly you look. Okay, may the cursing begin. Go. Nice. Good enough. enough. Wayne, how you now? Good, and you? That's a good saw. Like mine. Come on, garbage pick. Switch on? Switch is on. Wait a minute. Ah, I didn't have it on choke. I had it the wrong way. Now it'll fire. Helps to choke them when it's 26 degrees out. Oh yeah, giggity. All right, let's tie these things down. Let's hit the road, Jack. I'll be sure to put this on the charger tonight. Should be good for today.
Yeah, this one too.
Should have clicked it on yesterday. Oh well, whatever. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Alright, we're all packed up, loaded up. Got my little guys here. We got some funky stale gas. I think I've gone over this before, and if I have, I'll edit this out. Regular 2-stroke bar oil. Skiposaurus has his 2 bigger saws there. He's running those today because he likes dropping the trees. I like being the buck up Chuck. He likes being the fell boy. Go! Go! We're losing daylight.
You're the one talking.
I know. Go make the movie. Might need a little choke. Oop. You got a gas?
A little low.
Boys and girls, this is why we never get anything done. We are virtual cornucopia of goofs here. Check the oil though. I do have oil in here. He's got oil in there. Sounds like my battery's got a good top to it. But yeah, man, the clouds are getting dark. I love it. We might be building the shed tomorrow in the snow. And they're moving fast. Let's see if I can hold still for a minute. Oh, how quickly those dark clouds are moving over us. Oh yeah. It's going to be a stormy weekend. Ooh, look at how dark they are. I like that 200M. Yeah, buddy. I didn't even check the tires with pressure gauge. Oh well, they'll be fine. How we living?
Fair enough.
Yeah, you didn't.
For a little bit.
You didn't spill too badly. Oh, you got fuel in there.
Grabbing the other one.
Take a chainsaw, take a chain blade to the nuts, to the guts. Let me get you a rag. Speaking of nuts. Do you ever have the gasoline on a dirt bike come out the filler cap, creep up the tank, and get into your delicate bits? You know you're alive. Okay. Go.
Watch this.
Yeah, I know. You're fancy, you got reverse.
feel the pull on it, or?
I'm in gear right now.
Oh, Lord help me.
Not even trying to move it, right? No. Not even trying.
It's stuck open. You have an inspection plate on that?
No.
It's interesting to watch this video after the fact, after I know exactly what's wrong with this bike. And the two of us are so intently looking at that clutch basket. This bike has sat for probably 3 years as I've been riding that Honda, that 200M around quite a bit because I'm having fun with that thing. And I just haven't used the KLT. So we automatically assume that the clutch has gone south. This bike has needed a clutch for a long time. I bought this three-wheeler in 2005. The clutch was pretty much gone then, but because I'm a freak and I like running things as long as I possibly can, and it's kind of a challenge to me, I've really used a lot. I've used this bike a lot on a clutch that should have been replaced years ago. So my brain is telling me, oh, the clutch is finally pooped in the bed. However, and you're going to have to, you'll see how it all plans out, but however, I wasn't thinking of this at the time, and again, this is all this 2020 hindsight now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. When I parked this bike 3 years ago, I had this exact problem. But so much has happened in my world. 2017 was what it was for me, and I think that's pretty much erased so much of my memory just through the events of 2017. Let's just leave it at that. That I totally forgot that when I parked this bike 3 years ago, it was broken. And ultimately, what happened when I broke it, the problem is that the chain had fallen off the sprocket. The front and back sprockets are extremely worn. This is a ranch bike. It's not a show bike, but the front and rear sprockets are really worn, and the chain has stretched so much so that even when the chain adjuster is cranked in to the fully tight, what would be the tight position, there's still way too much slop, and it had fallen off the gears. When I parked it 3 years ago, I had no idea what the problem was. I just figured I broke the chain. So we're going to dilly-dally for 15 minutes probably trying to mess around, monkey around with this doggone clutch, only to expand our search later and find that the chain was off. I don't think I took any video of this because we were just hustling trying to get ahead of this weather front to get these trees down on the ground. But what we ended up doing, at least for the interim, is cutting out a link of that chain. We took a grinder, chopped an entire link out of that chain, and was able to get everything snugged up chain-wise. I am going to, well, I say this now, and I may or may not change the clutch. Clutch kits for these things are really not expensive, but like I said, I'm stubborn. And I like a challenge, and the challenge is to keep this thing going as long as I can. I mean, I've milked this clutch along since 2005, and this bike has never let me down for an old bike. And I just can't figure out the balance point. I'm as dumb as the day is long right now. I'm a little sleep deprived because we were up late sorting and organizing the garage, and after the drive up there, and I may or may not have had a little bit of whiskey the night before. The Jack Daniels was calling, so I may be a little cloudy in the skull, but we did identify, it's right about here that we pulled the chain inspection cover off and the side plate there and realized that the chain was gone. Like I said, we cut an entire link out of it. And then we discover something way more nefarious, which you're just going to have to wait and see in the next video as to what else is broken on this bike. Pretty significant break. And you'll have to wait and see if we get it running. Or if I decide to take another scooter out and leave this thing dead in the water. So stay tuned. I appreciate you watching. I really do. That's two reallys. All right. Gotta go. Gotta run.